The letter this week is R, and I found a rhino photo, and this is a young rhino calf, a few months old, maybe 6 months old, with his mother. And it is blurred, but it's only a sketch. But I thought it was a nice one to do, rather than an adult. And they were on the move and crashing through the bush, so it was difficult to focus, and it looks like I've actually focused on the mother's leg instead, just below the rhino's jaw here. But still, it's a nice little reference, and it's always an absolute pleasure to see these creatures that are so badly persecuted and just shot for their horn, just to fill a greedy market overseas. And I'm always in high admiration of the rangers and all the people, the conservation groups that work so hard to try and protect these poor animals. They are endangered now, and when I was a kid they were just plentiful. They were just everywhere. It was very common to see rhino, and it's just tragic to think now that they are rare to endangered. Just terrible what humans do to defenceless animals. And this is a white rhino, so there's two species in Africa, white and a black rhino. And that's not to do with their colour, it's the shape of their mouth. He was quite determined here to keep up with his mum. Funny shape. So I'll just actually colour that in so it looks a bit strange. I'm only filming 10 minutes of the sketch, and then I'll just make some adjustments afterwards if I need to. Let's get his little eye in, which is just a little bit above. Don't know that I've drawn his face. A tiny little eye, poor eyesight. So if ever you encounter one in the bush, which I actually have, I was doing a walking safari once in Zimbabwe, and a big black rhino came our way, and it was very exhilarating, but you just don't move. And he sniffed the air, and he could, I suppose, just see us. And then he realised we weren't moving and all was well, and he went on his way with a big snort and his tail up in the air. So always, the guideline is, if you encounter rhino, stand still, and it's very difficult for them to determine exactly where you are, and yet it's your safest option. Now they're, of course, they're even more cautious because they are poached, and especially if they've had an incident, they can be quite cranky, which I don't blame them at all. And this little hump up here is very classic white rhino. quite a big roll there. It's a little bit out of proportion, but anyway, it's quite difficult to talk and sketch at the same time, and have things in the right place and not stand back. It's hairy little ear. But it's, if ever you want to donate to conservation, the rhinos are a great cause to donate to help protect them. And this is a southern white rhino. The northern rhino has now officially gone extinct because of poaching. There's only 2 females left, and they reside under great care in Kenya. So that's pretty shameful that we've lost that species. Get the 3B. I'm about up to my 10 minutes actually, so I won't do too much more. Just pop in some of these dark areas. Give him a little bit of shape. There, and I'll call that quits and do a little bit more. But yeah, lovely young white rhino, and certainly hope the best for his safety that he reaches adulthood.